Groups here.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have other commissioners on?
Kochmeyer's here.
Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners Kolkmeyer and Holzman. It is clearing up. Is Commissioner Coleman on? I believe. Reach out to Commissioner Coleman and see if we can connect with her. She will be here shortly. It's not very cold. Maybe. Is it supposed to get really cold? 7? 70. Yeah. On Christmas Eve? Yeah. Here? Wow. Totally normal. Totally normal.
Maida Coleman is here. Sorry for the
Good.
delay.
Oh, good morning, Commissioner. All right,
Good morning,
we've got all the commissioners assembled, so we'll go ahead and call the agenda meeting to order. Ask those participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. First order of business is to approve the minutes from December 15th, 2021 agenda. You all have seen those. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved 5-0. Today we have 5 tariffs and new orders and then a case discussion. So first up in tariffs and new orders, file number EO 2022-0098, This is in the matter of the joint application of Grundy Electric Cooperative and the City of Galt, Missouri for approval of a written territorial agreement designating the boundaries of each electric service provider within the City of Galt, which is in Grundy County, Missouri, and approving the change of electric service supplier for customers of the City of Galt Municipal Electric System. So on October 1st, Grundy Electric Cooperative, Inc. and the City of Galt filed a joint application for approval of a territorial agreement and change of electric supplier pursuant to the contract for the purchase and sale of Galt's distribution facilities to Grundy. Approval will allow Galt to discontinue all customer service and allow Grundy to take over service for 114 electric service locations within the corporate boundaries of the City of Galt in Grundy County, Missouri. Included in the application was a contract between the City of Galt and Grundy stating that the Board of Aldermen approved the sale of the city-owned electric distribution system to Grundy on July 14th. Staff filed its recommendation, recommending that the Commission approve the request and found that it was not detrimental to the public interest. No parties requested intervention, and no one objected to the application or staff's recommendation. So this order approves the territorial agreement dated August 26th, which makes Grundy Electric Cooperative the exclusive electric service provider for current and future structures within the corporate boundaries of the City of Galt in Grundy County, and approves the application for a change of electric supplier authorizing Grundy to supply electrical service for all of Galt's current customers and current and future structures within the corporate boundaries of the City of Galt in Grundy County. So with that, I support version 1. Commissioner Root?
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Kalkmeyer?
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ER 2021-0240. This is in the matter of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri's tariffs to adjust its revenues for electric service. Last March, Ameren filed tariff sheets seeking a $290 million general rate increase for its electric service. On November 24th, the majority of parties, which included Ameren, staff, Public Counsel, MIEC, MECG, Consumers Council of Missouri, the Natural Resources Defense Council, and Renew Missouri, filed a stipulation and agreement which no other party opposed. That November agreement authorizes the company to increase its annual revenue by $220 million beginning on February 28th of 2022. A second stipulation and agreement was filed on December 15th that addresses technical aspects concerning rate design. The Commission did conduct an evidentiary hearing on other issues not addressed in the agreements, including the allocation of rates for the various classes. I think that the undisputed settlements reached by the parties are reasonable, and I support this order approving both agreements. And this is version 3. Commissioner Root?
I too am supporting the agreements and order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Kalkmeyer?
And I'm in support as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 3, say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
And that order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number GR 2021-0241. This is in the matter of Union Electric Company, DBA Ameren, Missouri's tariffs to adjust its revenues for natural gas service. Similar to the prior order, last March, Ameren filed tariff sheets to increase rates for natural gas service by approximately $9 million. On December 3rd, parties in the case filed a unanimous stipulation and agreement that resolved all of the issues except for issues concerning the Missouri School Board Association. In a separate stipulation and agreement signed by Ameren, Missouri staff and the School Board Association, those outstanding issues were also resolved. So both agreements resolved all the issues that were in dispute in this general rate case, and no party opposed either agreement. Under the terms of the unanimous agreement, the company is authorized to increase its annual revenue by $5 million beginning on February 28, 2022. The unanimous agreement also would continue existing trackers and modifies the low-income program. The agreement with the School Board Association revision revises certain provisions of previously approved pilot program. I think the agreements reached a reasonable conclusion and want to commend the parties for working together to find resolution in this case. So with that, I support version 2. Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holtzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I'm in support as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number ET 2022-0145. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Metro, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri Metro, and Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West, for approval of the income-eligible weatherization tariff and automation of the income-eligible weatherization program. So on December 2nd, Evergy Metro and Evergy West filed an amended application for approval of the income-eligible weatherization tariff, automation of the income-eligible weatherization program, and motion for variance of the 60-day notice. Companies also filed revised tariff sheets that would update the income-eligible weatherization programs with an effective date of December 31st, 2021. Staff filed a recommendation recommending approval of the revised tariff sheets and granting Evergy's request for a waiver of the 60-day notice, which is required under 20 CSR 4240-4.017 sub 1 sub D. No other party filed opposition to approving those tariffs. So this order approves the tariff sheets to become effective on December 31st, 2021, and grants a waiver of the 60-day notice. So this is version 3. I recommend we support version 3. Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting.
Commissioner Coleman,
I'm in support.
Commissioner Holtzman,
I support the order.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I do as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 3, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Final order today is file number WA 2021-0421 and SA 2021-0426. This is in the matter of the application of Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company, Inc., for authority to acquire certain water and sewer assets and for certificates of convenience and necessity. On December 15th, the Commission issued an order granting Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company water and sewer certificates of convenience and necessity, and directed Confluence to file tariff sheets in compliance with the Commission's order prior to closing on the assets of the applicable water and sewer systems. Confluence filed compliance tariff sheets for Cedar Green, Clemstone, The Missing Well, and Spring Branch with an effective date of January 15th, 2022, but also filed a motion for expedited treatment asking that the tariff sheets be allowed to go into effect on December 28th, 2021, prior to closing on the assets for those systems. Staff filed a recommendation advising that the tariff sheets are in compliance with the Commission's order, and no other responses were filed. So this order approves the compliance tariff sheets and the motion for expedited treatment, allowing the tariff sheets to take effect on December 28th, 2021. This order also exercises the Commission's discretion to permit this order to take effect in less than 30 days pursuant to Section 386.490.2 RISMO, and to allow the order to become effective concurrently with the tariff sheets. So this order does not include compliance tariffs for Prairie Heights and Shelton Estates, which were not included in the motion for expedited treatment. So with that, I recommend we support version 1. Commissioner Roop,
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holtzman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
And I also support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Just checking here. Judge, was that last order SA 2021-0425 or 426?
SA 2021-0426. It's WA 2021-425.
Okay, that was WA 2021-0425. I think I said 421. So just to clarify the record, that was 425. All right, that concludes reports and orders. We do have a case discussion today on ET 2021-0151. This is Evergy Metro's memo on their electrification program. Judge Woodruff.
Yes, this is ready for decision, and I've given you a memo indicating the 10 issues and several sub-issues that need to be decided, so.
Okay. Commissioners, we'll just walk through the memo, try to handle as many sub-issues as we can in the main issue as we walk through. So the first question is, should the commission approve Evergy's proposed residential customer EV outlet program? So again, I want to, as much as we can, try to keep the subparts together. For question one, I support the residential program. Obviously, I think EV adoption rates are going to continue to increase, and this will assist with the transition to that infrastructure. I do think that requiring customers to take service under an existing time of use rate would be beneficial for the program, and I think that would incentivize customers to charge off-peak and see more benefits to all of the customers as a result of that. I also think that we should allow customers to choose between installing an outlet or a charger, and I think that we should allow the rebate amount for the actual costs up to $500. This type of installation can be pricey, and customers should get more than just the 50% refund. I think that's my opinion on question one. Commissioner Root, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think they should have to take the TOU rate for at least 12 months. But yeah, I'm in support, and I agree on the plug and charger thing and the $500. So I agree with your position, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Coleman?
Yes, I'm in agreement, Mr. Chairman, on all of your points, and don't think it's necessary to repeat it all, but yeah, I'm in agreement.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Holtzman?
Yes, I agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
Yes, I'm in agreement with your position, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Judge, that gets us through one and all the subparts?
Yes.
All right, question two, should the commission approve Evergy's proposed residential developer EV outlet rebate program? On this one, I'm open to the idea of the developer rebate, but I would want the condition that the outlet be installed in the garage specifically. You know, I see the benefits of encouraging the installation, and I think that requiring the outlet to be in the garage would mean that customers are going to use it for EV charging and not some other purpose. I think it's less costly to install the outlets when the structure is being built. So as we know that this transition is coming, I think encouraging home builders to put them in the garage is a good thing. The budget for the program is actually a pretty small portion of this entire thing. It's only about $90,000 between Evergy West and Metro over 5 years. I think that only works out to be 32 or 33 houses a year. Frankly, I personally think that's probably too small, but gives us a manageable pilot. So I would approve the developer rebate with the condition that it be put in the garage. Commissioner Root?
I'm going to be a no on this one. I do not really believe in the program. I don't think there's really any way to ensure that the home's going to have an EV. I think developers are very in tune to what the client wants. If clients want granite countertops, that's what they install and use. If they believe that you know, people will want EV chargers in their garage, then they will follow where the market goes. So I am not in support of this program.
Okay. Commissioner Coleman?
Good points from both of you. I won't rehash it, but I do support the position that you took, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Holzman?
I think that many of the major automotive manufacturers have indicated that they're going to go entirely EV, by a certain date, 2030, 2035, respectively. And I think that, like you said, that this program is probably not large enough to make a huge dent, but I do think that it is cost effective to install the wiring and the circuitry while you're constructing the home. And for those reasons, I would support having the developer program.
Okay, Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I have real mixed emotions about this. Giving someone a rebate on something that may or may not be used down the road or decades down the road, I think we should take a look at. But being at the tail end here, I'm going to be I guess I'm going to go with you, Mr. Chair, but I'm not sure I agree with the program, but I'll go with you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. That gets us through question 2. Question 3, should the commission approve Evergy's proposed commercial EV charger rebate program? And then this one will take A, B, and C together. This one, I don't think I can support this one at this time. I just don't think that there was enough specificity in the proposal as it was presented and the evidence in this specific case. With having said that, I'm not opposed to the concept. I just think that this specific proposal didn't have the level of specificity needed. So the company has filed its 60-day notice on its rate case. I think that we could see more detail in that filing. It's something that we could reconsider. But for what we've seen in this case at this time, I cannot support that. If the commission agrees, then that takes care of A, B, and C as being moot. So with that, Commissioner Root?
Yeah, I'm not saying no, I'm saying not now. I think the Clean Charge Network can handle the demand and stuff. I just don't. I just don't see the need for it right now. I think there's enough capacity on the Clean Charge Network to handle this for now, but I would like to revisit this in the future.
Okay, Commissioner Coleman?
I'm a no on this.
Commissioner Holzman?
I think one of the major barriers to an individual deciding that they want to purchase an electric vehicle is range anxiety. And I am for reducing that anxiety by having as many opportunities to charge in as many locations as possible to encourage the transition. So I would be a yes on this provision.
Okay. Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I'm in agreement with Commissioner Root that I'm probably not a right now. So I'm going to be with you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and I would echo Commissioner Roop as well. I'm just not right now with the specific proposal, but I'm definitely very open to hearing about it in the rate case or at a future date. So that gets us through 3. Number 4, should the commission approve Evergy's proposed electric transit service rate? We'll try to take these subparts together as well. I do support the transit program. I think that that's where the industry is headed, and I think that this will help us not only support a service that helps a lot of people in underserved communities get access to cleaner transportation, but I think it will also help us as a commission get a better idea of how fleet usage will impact the utility system as a whole and the load there. I know that there were concerns from parties about the 12-hour time of use option that Evergy was proposing. But for now, I would support keeping that 12-hour window of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. with strong reporting requirements. I think, especially during the peak times, those early hours, those early evening hours, I think it would be important for us to capture the data and have that for consideration in future cases. So with that reporting requirement, that would let us actually evaluate it better in the future. So I would go with that. I think we do have the authority to approve pilot programs that are necessary and convenient under section 393.170. As far as the PISA question, that window is closed under the statute, so I think that's a moot issue. So I think that, again, like the true pilot program, we should require the company to gather data, report back to us. And I think that because of the situation of buses and transit, that is something you should be able to track as a company. I understood the argument as far as cars in general. Maybe it's just shifting charging from one place to another, but people aren't charging buses anywhere else. So I think that that's data we ought to be able to capture. So hopefully, Judge, we could be able to flesh out some detail on that reporting requirement in the order would be my request. So Commissioners, that's where I am on 4. Commissioner Roop?
I agree with everything you stated, Mr. Chairman, so I'm in support of your position.
Right. Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in support of your position, Mr. Chairman, on this one.
Thank you. Commissioner Holzman?
I agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I have a couple heartburn issues. One being time of use, being at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I would like it a whole lot better if it started at 10 o'clock at night to 6 a.m. The other one is 5 years seems a long time for a pilot program, but with those two things, I'm in support of I'm with you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. That brings us to question 5. Should the Commission approve Evergy's proposed business EV charging service rate? I'm gonna say again, not at this time, because of the detail that was presented in this case. I don't think that there was enough there to justify it in this case. But again, that's, as Commissioner Roop put it before, not a no, just a not right now for me. I would be interested to hear more about this and see more details in the forthcoming rate case. If the Commission agrees with that, then the rest of the subparts are moot. Commissioner Roop?
Yeah, same thing. Interested to hearing more, but just not right now, but want to hear more about it in the next case.
Commissioner Coleman?
I agree.
Commissioner Holzman?
For reasons previously stated, I would probably support the program, but I also feel comfortable that this issue will be discussed in the future.
Okay. Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I'm with you on this one, Mr. Chair. Yes. So, your position.
All right. Thank you. That brings us to question 6, which I believe is the last question. Nope, it's not the last question. Question 6. Should the Commission approve Evergy's proposed cap increase for the Clean Charge Network expansion? On this one, I do support the cap increase. I think the expansion of infrastructure is good. It's going to benefit all the customers. As for the additional items proposed under the issue, I don't think that we should approve the request to expand the network along the highway corridors at this time. Again, I just don't think that there was enough specificity given into where the locations would be and why they would be located there. I also know that the federal infrastructure bill has a lot to say about corridor charging, and I'm curious to see where that's going and how something would be blended with that. However, I do support the streetlight proposal. I can see benefits stemming from that program. And I also support the proposal to locate some of the new chargers in areas convenient for rideshare companies. I would like the company to track that data and report data related to that portion of it to see, you know, what the results are from that. I also, I don't think that the site hosts for the new chargers should select the hardware and pricing structure for the chargers located on their property. I think Evergy needs to maintain control of those elements in order to better implement the program and ensure the benefits. And then finally, I don't think that we should make any decisions regarding prudency in this case. I think all prudency decisions should be in future cases looking back. So that's where I am on question 6, Commissioner Root.
I agree with everything you said, Mr. Chairman, so I'm supporting your position.
All right, Commissioner Coleman,
I'm in agreement also.
Commissioner Holzman,
Well, I think you make a good point about seeing where the federal dollars end up coming down on. I would support highway corridor expansion. Again, range anxiety is probably the #1 reason why an individual chooses not to go with an electric vehicle. So especially on longer trips where the highway corridor is going to be impactful for those destinations. But having said that, given the fact that we're not sure what the federal infrastructure dollars are going to be going to, we may be a little early for that conversation. So for that reason, I'll support your position.
okay, Commissioner Kolkmeyer,
Yes, I'm also concerned or, curious about the federal infrastructure dollars coming down. So with all that, I'm with you, Mr. Chair, on your position.
all right, thank you. That gets us to question 7. Should the commission approve Evergy's proposed customer education program and administration proposal? Obviously, I think customer education is an important piece of any of these programs, so I think yes, we should. However, the program as presented in the case was assuming that every single portion would have been approved, which it doesn't sound like that's going to be the decision of the commission. So I would say that the budget for the program should be commensurate with what we actually approve. So the company should be granted a percentage of the overall total budget based on the programs that the commission ultimately ends up approving. The company should calculate and report in this docket what the new budget will be based on the programs that we actually approve based on this case discussion. And then we should set a percentage that we feel comfortable with based on the new budget. I think it would be helpful if the company also submit its education plan in the docket so that it can be reviewed and considered in future prudency determinations, but not so that everybody can nitpick and delay and drag it out. I just think that it would be helpful to have it submitted. Commissioner Root, thoughts?
I agree again, Mr. Chairman, with your position.
Commissioner Coleman?
I agree with your position.
Commissioner Holzman?
I'm in agreement.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
And I am as well.
All right, gets us to number 8. Should the commission approve Evergy's proposal to administer the new pilot rebate programs over a 5-year period, beginning in the first quarter of 2022 and concluding in the first quarter of 2027, including periodic reporting to the commission and stakeholders? Yes, I support these programs being administered over a 5-year period. I also say yes to the reporting requirements so that we can follow the outcome of the programs. And would like to see maybe we can flesh out some of those reporting requirements in the final order. Commissioner Root?
Yeah, I have 5 years is good. I just have written down to the effective date of the order in this case. So yeah, 5 years is good.
Okay. Commissioner Coleman?
I agree.
Commissioner Holzman?
I agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
Here again, this 5 years seems like a long time for a pilot program, but I'll support it.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. And gets us to question 9. Should the commission approve Evergy's request that the commission authorize the company to use a regulatory asset tracking mechanism to track and defer the pilot program costs, which include rebate incentives and certain associated customer education and administrative costs? Yeah, I support the company tracking and deferring the costs related to the program, including the rebates and the education and administrative costs. And I think that these amounts should be considered in a future rate case using the 5-year amortization approach, which was proposed in subpart A of the question. Commissioner Root?
I agree.
Commissioner Coleman?
Yes, I support Evergy's position here.
Commissioner Holzman?
I agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
And I agree as well.
All right, I think now we have the final question, which is question 10. Should the commission approve Evergy's requests for a variance of subsections 4 CSR 240-14.020 sub 1 sub B, sub 1 sub E, and sub 1 sub E, only as those subsections are applied to the pilot program and described in any approved compliance tariffs resulting from this case? Yes, I support staff's position that we should grant the variances of the commission rules as necessary to implement the programs which we are going to approve in this order. So restricting the variances to those programs, yes. Commissioner Root?
Agree.
Commissioner Coleman?
I agree.
Commissioner Holzman?
I also agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
And I agree as well.
All right, so that gets us through the memo. There you go. I think you have everything you need to make that. I would just like to reiterate the point on, and there were a couple of things that that the commission said no to today, but I think it's clear from the discussion that we're all open to those discussions with more specificity in a future rate case. So.
Sorry, Cheryl, what are you trying to tell me?
Oh.
4C, did we?
As an offset to expenses in the tax.
Right.
Commissioners, we're going to go back and just clarify one of the subpoints on question 4, which is question 4C. If the commission, and again, question 4 is the transit service rate. So question 4C is, if the commission does approve the new rate, should the company use the revenue received from the rate schedule to offset the costs Evergy is requesting to defer to a regulatory asset account? I would say yes. Again, I think it's logical to track for the buses because the buses are not charging other places or likely not charging other places. Commissioner Root?
I agree.
Commissioner Coleman?
I agree.
Commissioner Holzman?
I agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I also agree.
All right. That should get us everything we need for that order. So thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners, for the case discussion. That just leaves us with upcoming scheduling. Wednesday, December 29th, we have agenda scheduled at 10:15 a.m. Wednesday, January 5th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Wednesday, January 12th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. with a USB meeting to immediately follow agenda. Wednesday, January 19th, agenda, I'm sorry, Commissioner Coleman, did you have something on the USB meeting?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were trying to speak up on the USB.
No.
Okay, Wednesday, January 19th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Thursday, January 20th through Friday, January 21st, we have an evidentiary hearing in WA 2021-0376. That's Missouri American Water Company's application for a CCN around the city of Eureka, Missouri. That will be via WebEx at 9 a.m. with Judge Sire. and Wednesday, January 26th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. That gets us out through the end of January. Any comments, questions, or requests regarding scheduling? All right, hearing none, with no other business coming before the body, we will stand adjourned. Thank you, Commissioners.